Welcome to the class again. Today we're going to be working on freeing our hips because we don't use the full range of our hips. We sit down, stand up and walk. So we're going to do quite a bit of work on that, quite a bit of work on the front of the hips as well. You will need today a chair, a belt and a couple of blocks if you've got them. So you might want to get those ready. And then start off lying down on your mat. Placing your feet on the mat, so these are bent feet on the mat as we usually do. In your nice resting position. Closing your eyes just for a moment and taking your senses inwards. And just sensing your bones sinking down into the earth. And then starting to be conscious of your breath. Focusing on the tip of your nose. So there's the septum that's in between, the little bit of skin that's in between the nose and the mouth. And if you focus on there, and the breath there, not doing anything with it at first. Starting to make your breath a little deeper. And then counting a comfortable inhalation, maybe counting 3, maybe 4. And then on the exhalation, doubling the count. So if you're inhaling 3, then exhaling 4 counts. So breathing in and breathing out, double the counts. So just doing that for 6 times from now. Finish that, obviously just going back to your normal breath. Being conscious of how that feels now. And then slowly coming up. Coming to sit on a block with your legs crossed just for a moment. Your hands just lightly on your knees today, open chest, elbows out a little bit, sitting up, starting to work the tummy, lifting up, lifting the shoulders though. Just taking a couple of breaths. And then changing the cross of your legs. Again, lifting up through, let's have a little stretch up. Shoulders relaxed though, lengthening, breathing in as you lift up, breathing out as you come down. And then if it's comfortable for you, just going onto your knees. If it's not, you can stay with your legs crossed. So smoothing block, sitting on your heels rather, lifting up from there. Just be aware of any differences that you feel in the hips. There. Some people like to put a block under there and find it easier, or an old towel or something under the ankles there, because it's a stretch of the feet, isn't it? And again, trying to sit up, and then maybe coming forward a little, so breathing in, breathing out, just edging forward a little, but not rounding the back, so you could use the block for that. And if you're sitting cross legs, you can also come forwards. So see how you go with that, and the bend it is here in the hip crease, keeping your bottom back, edging forward a little bit more, looking up and smiling, lengthening, and then just come back to head down a little, so that your head's not sinking down or lifting up too much, and you're just looking ahead a little bit, where your hands are. Just feeling the stretch of your back, and just walking back. And stretching up, breathing in, and breathing out. So for those who are okay with Virasana or doing it with blocks, it's nice to have at least one block, sometimes two blocks. So come forward, just bring the knees apart a minute, and sit on the block long ways, or a few blocks. Come forward a little bit. If you come up and move the flesh of the calves out the way, and sitting up, so it's nice and comfortable here. Sometimes again it's a bit of a stretch there, so you could get another block and sit up a bit more. Or you may need a few, or get some books or something. So I need to come forward. And here it's a lot. It's quite a difference on the hips there. So see how you feel. Some people can very easily not be on a block. So you need a bit of experimentation. Make sure the feet are back and not sticking out sideways or anything. And then bring the hands back. Now I quite like one block actually, I must say. So do be comfortable. And nothing that hurts your knees, of course. See how that goes. And can you come forward from there? Again, tummy in. And as you breathe out, coming forward again. Knees. And then comes back. Sitting up, you can place the heel of your hand on the outside of your feet if you want to, lifting up from there. Stretching up again, breathing in. See where the hands are. The fingers stretching as well. And breathing out and down. And I'm going to come out of there, so come forward and onto all fours. And then we're going to do a bit of cat variations instead of sun salute. So onto all fours, knees under your hips, nice spread of the fingers, and as you breathe in, drop the tummy and look up, and as you breathe out, round the back, pull the tummy in, lift the back, bring the head through the arms, look at where your navel is, tuck your tail under a little bit more, and press with the hands a little, so you're really rounding your back, and breathe in as you release all that, so the waist goes down, the bottom is up, you're looking up, and on the next out breath you're rounding again. Breathe, tucking everything under, and breathe in as you come up, and then back to neutral. Now and we have a little wiggle of the hips. So just easily side to side, not too fast. And as you go one way, you can feel the stretch the other way, can't you? And see if you can go a little bit further. Each way a little bit slower. So you're taking the weight then mostly on one side of the hand. You can bend the elbows and you'll go a little bit more to the side. So a bit of hip movement there. And then turn your right hip to the right and turn round to look and see if you can see the side of your bottom. And then turn the left hip to the left, see if you can see anything round there. and side to side once more. Keep breathing. One side, then the other side. And then a bit of a lift and sort of circle movement with the hips. So I'm going tummy in and going to the left, then releasing, going back a bit, and tummy in, going to the right, and just going round in a circle, twice one way and twice the other way, sort of undulating there. Okay. And then stretching one leg back, tucking the toes under and stretching the leg back and pressing with the hands as if they were stuck to the mat and you're trying to pull them towards you, and then you can lengthen the body a bit and stretch that start to stretch the front of the right hip, can't you? Okay, and then change to the other one. So tucking the toes under, stretching the leg back. So a good stretch on the calf, which is always nice, I think. So the hands are glued there, as if you were trying to move them forward. And then extending the leg back. Breathing, of course. And then come back to all fours. Stretch the right leg to the right, trying to make it an angle here, so not too far back, trying to get this angle so that the hips are working that way. Stretching the heel away and the toe towards you. Otherwise the body is where it was. So just holding it there. If you can bring it a little bit forward there, well, it's even a bit more movement. See how that goes. And then bring it back, and then the other one. So stretching up, trying to make a right angle from the hip, stretching the heel away, toe towards you. And if you bring it a little bit more, then do so. One stretch on the leg, moving the hip here, breathing, and then come back and into child. So toes together, knees apart, and stretch forward, 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 and a really wide child. So you can drop the body, usually be supported with the body on the thighs, but if you drop your body through and widen the knees more, and stretch forward. Forehead lightly down. And it's quite a good stretch on the shoulder blades there as well, isn't it? And breathe. Try and get a nice back stretch out of this. And then walk forward, 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 and come up. We're going to do some leg stretches now with a belt. So, on that. Before we start that, actually, start with the feet on your mat, lying down. Have head support if you know you need it, if your chin comes up. Now, so start with the feet on the mat. Lengthen the left heel away. So gradually moving and straightening the leg. Then lift the right one, keep the shoulders and chin down, breathe in, breathing out. Now hold just below the knee and bring the knee towards you. And this will give you a lovely stretch along here, the front of the thigh. And keep the shoulders down. Can you bring that knee up anymore and in towards you anymore, so that your front thigh is against your ribs. Keep the elbows down and in towards you. Keep the upper body centered and breathe. And then maybe you might want to stretch that a little bit. Bend in again, the right one that is. And then change. So place both feet on the mat again. Start to edge this right one away from you. Stretching the heel towards you. And then lift the left. Bring your interlock fingers below the knee. Now pull the elbows down and in towards you. Breathe in, breathing out. Try and get this knee a little bit higher and a little bit more in towards you. And really stretching this right one along the front here. So breathing in and breathing out. Feeling that nice stretch, it's rather nice stretch. And then place the left one on the mat, the right one on the mat. We just do a happy baby. So hands on the sides of your feet, if you can, or hold it lower down. Do that, keep the bottom down. Go nice and wide with the knees coming towards the armpits. And the soles of the feet parallel to the ceiling. Breathing in, breathing out. And you can do a little movement in that by bringing the right one in towards you on an out breath. Releasing on an in breath and bring the left knee more in towards you. Breathing in, breathing out the right one in. Breathing in, breathing out the left one in. And you can continue to a little bit of movement, which will affect the hips there. If you want to do it slightly faster, then just breathing will sort itself out. So doing a little bit of pumping, and that's some good hip movement. Okay, and then when you finish, bring the knees in, bring one foot down, other foot down, get hold of your belt, feet on the mat, bring the belt round the ball of the right foot, and straighten the leg. So we're trying to keep even in the hips, so make sure that right hip hasn't moved up towards you, push it away, and straighten the leg. It doesn't matter where the leg is, it doesn't have to be necessarily up here, it can be here, a bit lower, but have the leg straight. And breathe. Then you can start to lengthen the left leg and make sure the calf is down, the toes are in towards you, the shoulders are down, the head is centered. And think about opening the back of this right knee wherever you are. Breathing in, breathing out. And then lower abdomen starting to work as well. Keeping you in place. Breathing in, breathing out. And then change. In. Place both feet on the mat. Bring the left foot up. Start to straighten the leg wherever you can. Once you've got that leg straight, then you can straighten the right one along the mat. So keep the heels stretched away, toes in towards you, calf down, and try to get the leg down on the mat.
20 minutes gone.
And hold it there. Can you open the back of this left knee? And then bend in, one foot on the mat, the other foot on the mat. Bend both knees in towards you. Bring the belt down the course of the feet and make the belt long. Shoulders down and open as much as you can, keeping the bottom down and rolling the legs out. So you're turning leg in the socket here, in the hip socket. So the shoulders down, head centered, other legs as straight as you can. Are they as wide as you comfortably can go? Just hold it there. And then start to come up. Bend the knees in, put the belt away, and bend the knees in quite a bit. Put a bit of pressure on there. I'll have a little roll side to side. And hold the feet between the knees and feet in Baddha and let the knees go back to the side. Move the feet away from you. Down. Arms back. Your feet are together as close into you as you can. And then bring the arms down. Place the feet on the mat and just do a little bridge, but not lifting the hips too much, more straightening. So start to lift the bottom and move the knees away and try to get a sort of straight line from the hips to the knees, and the palms down, and just move away. So you're getting this stretch on the fronts of the hips again. Just hold it there, breathe, and press down with the feet. It's quite a bit of work that you'll feel on the backs of the thighs as well, because they're holding you up. And just put your hands on your front of the hips. You should be getting a stretch there. If not, you have to lift slightly higher. And then come slowly down. Slowly down and release. Bending the knees in towards you. Going up again. 2. Tadasana this time. Hands in Namaste. Just really working the legs well, feeling that nice stretch again on the front of your thighs. Okay. So we're going to do a stretch with a chair now. You could use a stool or a couple of blocks. So see how you go with this. It's quite a big stretch on this psoas muscle, this front thigh muscle. I need a block because I've got short legs. If you're a bit taller, you might not be so bad. So we're kneeling in front of the chair and we're bringing the foot on the chair, and you can see this is going to be a good stretch here. So you might want something lower, you might want to be a bit higher here somehow. It is actually quite a nice stretch. See how you go with that. If you don't want to do this one, you can just be near something to hold on to and just lift this knee up So you're getting this stretch here, and really lift the body up, because that gives you quite a nice stretch. Or you could just do a kneeling lunge that we do sometimes, and bring this foot a bit more, so you'll get a stretch there. Okay, but anyway, if you want to have a go at this one, see how you go, and go carefully. So if you're doing this one, hold on to the chair, lift the body up. If it's too much, just come back a bit here and breathe. And if it's fairly easy for you, you could try lifting your arms up. It's quite nice to have a hand holding the chair. See how it goes. A few breaths there. And then do the other ones, so carefully coming out of it. Don't let the leg just drop, be gentle with it. And then bringing the other one up. I find one feels easier than the other. So, or if you bring this foot forward, it takes the pressure off the straight one. Straight as I can. See how you go with that. Just breathe into it. Just hold it there, that's fine. Only if you want to work a bit harder is to lift up. So just take it easy and carefully. I think it's like a sort of exaggerated kneeling warrior, isn't it? Carefully coming out of it, edging that foot, trying to come out of it carefully, and then coming up, and then we can get our legs up you can put your legs on the chair, or you can go to the wall, whichever you'd like to do. So if you're using a chair, just try and get the bottom underneath it here, bring your body round. Just feel, first of all, your calves are there, and that's nice and relaxing, with your calves totally supported. That's really nice. Take a couple of breaths there, and then lifting your legs here. So, if you just gently hold the chair, whatever you can, but then relax the arms and really keep your bottom right under so that the legs are up and you're getting that nice relaxing feeling of all the fluids running down, releasing your legs, letting them go, heavy on your hips, just releasing there. It's all rather nice. If you're secure here, you could bring your arms back, just nice and relaxed. See where you feel that is more comfortable for you. I think out to the sides is rather nice, but you could have them wherever you feel that you're going to be more relaxed. And we haven't got time to spend too long here, but you can. This is always a lovely thing to do if you've been on your feet a lot, or you just want to relax and let go, have your legs supported. It's nice with your legs on the wall or anywhere that's nice and standing. It's nice and relaxing. So then, just your calves on the chair again, just feel that release there. Or coming slowly out of it if you're on the wall. We're all going to come out and roll to the right side and push up from there. So now we'll do a warrior pose with our foot against the wall, if you've got a wall handy there. And see how that affects your warrior pose. We're going to have the foot against the wall, the right foot, step forward with the left. I know I'm not on my mat, but it's not slippery. Now, we've got to have that good angle off the knee as much as we can, pressing the heel against the wall, and then you can get a nice stretch up. And then looking up if you can. Good strong legs. And arms down and change. Against the wall, slightly turned out. And forward. So you use the wall to help you, the hips even. Making lovely noises here. And once you've got that, even if the heel comes up slightly, you're getting this nice stretch again in the front thigh. Then the arms up. Drop the hips, but keep the lower abdomen working. Breathe. Strong. And the arms down, come forward. And bottom up the wall for a forward bend. Feet into the room here, a few inches. And a bit apart. Breathing, lengthen up, breathing out. Suck the tummy in as you fold over the legs, letting go. Relax your shoulders, but don't bring them up by your ears, keep them back. Keep the arms. You can bring the hands to your feet if the hands don't reach the floor. You can very lightly hold the ankles, but don't let that stop you going forward. Bring the elbows out and bring it. Is the bottom well up the wall? Just check that the sitting bones are up the wall. Release on an out breath. On another out breath. And then push the wall behind you, fingertips, breathe in, lengthen the spine, keep it straight, breathe in and come up. Okay, onto your mat now. Into upper vista, wide legs. And again onto the flesh. Sitting up. Lower abdomen working. Chest, collarbones up. Arms just a little bit behind you. Onto fingertips. And sitting up. Maybe some people might find that placing your hands down might be better. A lot is to do with how long your spine is, really. And then coming forward a little bit from there. You can use a block or your fingertips. Again, not collapsing. So we just do a gentle one here. Just a little bit forward, working the legs, stretching the heels, bringing the toes towards you. Now, are your heels on the same place on the edge of the mat? Look up. Start to come forward. And bring this left heel in towards you. And come up. Even and bring this right heel in towards you. Just the heel towards your thigh. And bring the arms back, up. Is the spine, the legs working. And then come with your legs forward into Dandasana. Back, stretch the heels, toes lined up and in towards you. Backs of your thighs down, upper legs really working. And sitting up. Breathe. And into Janusasana. So bring the heel towards your thigh on that side. If you need support just under the knee there, then hit that. Keep this left hip back. Breathe in and come up, lengthen, lengthen. Breathe out and go down. Just gently extending over the straight leg. And if your fingers are reaching round, bring the right one on top of the left. Just release down. Come up carefully. Back to Dandasana. Sitting up. Bring the left heel towards your thigh. Then let the knee go out. You might need a block here if it feels too loose, wagging about there. Have this leg straight, going forward. Make sure this right hip is back, so hips as even as you can. Breathe in and lift and lengthen. As you breathe out, suck the tummy in and back, and extend forward, forward, forward. Hold sides of your leg or foot where you can. Now keep this leg working, stretching the heel. Keep it down. Open out the back of the knee. If you're down as far as this, then the left hand over the right. Breathe in, breathing out, suck the tummy back, and breathing out, and slowly walking towards the knee. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed, elbows out a little bit. Breathe. And then breathe in and come up. Then we're just going to lie on the mat and do a wide movement with the legs. So lying down, nice and wide with the feet. Now we're going to keep one knee up as we bring the other knee over. So breathing in, breathing out. Then bring this left shoulder down, bring the arm over, so you're getting a nice stretch on the side here, and the knee you're trying to bring down as far as you can, as long as it doesn't hurt the knee, of course. And breathe. But this knee should stay up unless we moving it out. Okay, and then change, bring the arm down. Now keep this right knee where it was and bring the left knee over, down as far as you can. Then release the left arm, bring the right arm up behind you, shoulder down, and then bring it over the head a little bit, and stretch it over to the left a little bit, and the right knee coming down, so it's a good hip stretch here. And then release. And you can just do one more, one side without doing the upper body movement. And then one more on the other side. And then walk the feet in, bend the knees in, hold round the shins, shoulders and chin down, and hold it there. Breathe. The thighs into the rib cage, elbows moving down and in towards you. Chin down, bring your forehead to your knees now. Have a little smile. And then lying down, and you can get ready for Shavasana. So make sure you're going to be warm enough and lying down in your comfortable position. gently closed. Walk each shoulder down away from each ear. Let your arms roll out, let your legs roll out, and letting go completely. Just being aware of your breath and softening your feet, ankles, calves, knees and thighs, the legs heavy. Release your hips and pelvis, tummy, ribs and chest, shoulders, arms, hands and fingers. Release your jaw, your tongue and your throat. Release your cheeks down away from your eyes. Your eyes down towards your heart center. Very soft. Releasing the corners of your eyes, the bridge of your nose, and all around your forehead, your hairline, your ears. And let it go. Relax there. I'm just going to read from The Power of Now about enlightenment and what is that. A beggar had been sitting by the side of a road for over 30 years. One day a stranger walked by. "Spare some change," mumbled the beggar, mechanically holding out his old baseball cap. "I have nothing to give you," said the stranger. Then he asked, "What's that you're sitting on?" "Nothing," replied the beggar, "just an old box. I have been sitting on it for as long as I can remember." "Ever looked inside?" asked the stranger. "No," said the beggar. "What's the point? There's nothing in there." "Have a look inside," insisted the stranger. The beggar managed to pry open the lid. With astonishment, disbelief, and elation, he saw that the box was filled with gold. "I am that stranger who has nothing to give you and who is telling you to look inside. Not inside any box, as in the parable, but somewhere even closer, inside yourself." Slowly, slowly coming up now. Coming up to sit with your legs crossed or in a comfortable position. Lifting your spine. Place your hands in Namaste under the breastbone, lifting your spine, keeping your eyes closed for just a moment. So I would encourage you, if you have got the power now, to start reading it again. If you haven't, to get it. It's a brilliant book, and just remember, we all have the power to change what's inside, even if we haven't got power to change what is outside. Have a good week. Namaste.